A single inch of rain falling on a 1,000-square-foot roof dumps over 600 gallons of water in a matter of minutes. That is a massive volume of free resource hitting your property during a single heavy summer storm, and almost all of it is lost as it washes away into the dirt. Most homeowners look into capturing that runoff and immediately run into a wall. They find quotes for four-figure commercial systems with buried tanks and complex pumps, or they try placing a bucket under a gutter and accidentally breed a swarm of mosquitoes in a week. You do not need professional-grade gear to do this correctly. By bypassing retail systems and avoiding 7 specific mistakes, you can build a clean and reliable water capture network using easily sourced, inexpensive components that perform as well as the commercial alternatives. Mastering these mechanics turns your roof into an active utility, capturing and storing the water for your garden and livestock that usually just washes away into the storm drains. Step 1 is sourcing your containers, and the rule here is absolute. Use only food-grade barrels that previously held things like syrup, vinegar, or olives. They are common on the secondary market and entirely safe to use. Never use a barrel that carried industrial materials. You cannot wash those chemicals out. They soak straight into the plastic itself and will slowly leach back into the water for years, eventually contaminating the food you intend to grow. Once you have your safe container, you have to seal it. An open barrel of still water in the middle of summer becomes a massive mosquito nursery in less than a week, creating a disease hazard right in your own yard. This cross-section diagram shows exactly why the way you fasten your screen matters. Cover every opening with fine mesh, but if you just lay a screen across the top, the first heavy rain will push it down into the water, allowing insects to swim right in. If you pull it drum tight and strap it securely around the rim, it stays elevated and impenetrable. That rigid tension does a second job too. It acts as your primary physical filter, bouncing leaves, twigs, and roof grit away before they can sink to the bottom of your tank and rot. You can build out massive storage capacity for very little money, but it only works if you lock down that perimeter against biological intruders from the very first drop. Now let's talk about getting the water out. If you install a small standard brass spigot from the hardware store, it will take you the length of a lunch break just to fill a single bucket. When it takes that long, you will eventually stop using the system. Install a large valve instead. This vector schematic shows how to use gravity to your advantage. By elevating the barrel on concrete blocks, you gain head pressure. Adding just a few feet of height increases the outflow velocity enough to fill a bucket in seconds, all without needing a pump. Keep in mind that a fully loaded tote weighs better than a ton. That weight cannot sit on soft dirt. You need a deeply tamped, perfectly level foundation of concrete or heavy timber, or that entire setup will sink into the mud and tip over after a wet spring. Next, you have to size the system properly. A single 55-gallon barrel under a downspout is often insufficient. During an average storm, that barrel will fill and overflow in minutes, wasting the rest of the rain. You need to prepare for weeks of dry August heat, and that requires much larger capacity. Looking at this vector diagram, you can see how multiple large tanks act as one. By plumbing them together with hoses right at the bottom, water naturally finds its own level. You route the downspout into the first tank, and it automatically fills the second and third simultaneously. Even linked tanks will eventually top out. Notice how the final tank in the chain features a dedicated overflow pipe near the rim. This catches the excess and carries it well away from your house, keeping the soil against your foundation completely dry. A system has to be large enough to carry your garden through a drought, and fast enough to deliver that water without making you wait. If you get both right, you will actually use it every day. Storing water for weeks introduces a new challenge: algae. Algae is a plant, which means it requires ultraviolet light to grow. If you use translucent white plastic barrels, you are giving the algae everything it needs to turn your water green and thick. The solution costs almost nothing. Apply 2 heavy coats of dark exterior paint to your tanks, or build the system under the deep shade of a tree or a north-facing wall. Cut the light out completely, and you starve the algae of its fuel source. Your roof also collects a massive amount of dust, pollen, and bird droppings during a dry spell. The first few minutes of a heavy storm act like a power washer, sending all of that grit straight down the gutter. This diagram illustrates a first flush diverter, which solves the problem. A standing length of pipe is installed beside the downspout. The initial dirty runoff drops directly into this pipe. Once it fills up, the clean water that follows is forced to bypass it and flow right into your main storage tank. Down at the base of that diverter pipe, you leave a small drain cap cracked open. This creates a slow, steady drip that empties the dirty water onto the ground over the next few days, automatically resetting the trap for the next storm. By combining a light-proof tank with a physical screen and a first flush diverter, you lock out debris and starve organic growth. Your stored water stays clear and clean for months, relying entirely on passive mechanics instead of chemical treatments. If you live in a cold climate, winter brings a unique physical threat. As this animation shows, water expands as it freezes. If you leave a sealed plastic tank completely full through a hard freeze, the expanding ice will split the outer wall and shatter the narrow brass valves. You can prevent this with a strict autumn protocol. Drain your tanks well below full. Leave the output valves wide open so water cannot pool inside them, and take a few minutes to physically scrub out the fine layer of silt that settles at the bottom each year. For smaller barrels, completely disconnect the hardware and store the empty tanks upside down or on their sides. This guarantees that no standing water can collect and freeze inside them. Skipping this step risks the entire setup in a single winter. 1 hour of draining and disconnecting secures the physical hardware, allowing your infrastructure to last for over a decade. You now have the complete blueprint. Start with food-grade containers, lock them down with taut screens, elevate them on a solid foundation for gravity pressure, link them together with a first flush diverter, and route an overflow pipe away from the house. You can build this setup using second-hand parts for a fraction of commercial costs, yielding a system with superior flow rates and reliability. We want to hear what you are building. Drop down to the comments and let us know your current water storage capacity, your geographic location, or the main obstacle keeping you from starting. In our next video, we are going to look at an old, electricity-free technique for keeping livestock toughs completely free of ice, even in the deep January cold, using a simple trick with a float. Water falls on your roof for free, and it requires zero permission to catch. Building the infrastructure to capture it is a basic act of household self-reliance, a skill that modern homeowners are finally starting to reclaim.